Our new service, database.com, offering relational databases as a service to our customers. Our Heroku capability, which is Ruby on Rails as a service, and RemedyForce, which we built with DMC. We so strongly believe that this is what we have to do, that we've made these huge fundamental changes. But look, this chart's too complicated to go through today. We don't have the time. Let's see a quick demonstration. Monty, would you come up here and give us a drink? Please welcome Monty.
Thanks, Monty.
All right.
So this is going to be great. We're going to be sharing with you a vision of Cloud 2 and the next generation of enterprise applications. Let's go straight into the demo. My colleague Christoph Farkeler and I, we are based in the Munich office. Willkommen miteinander, wir sprechen auf Deutsch. We're going to do this in English very quickly. So what you see on stage is here in the demo. We jump into it by using a browser. In cloud computing, there's nothing else than a browser that you need to access your applications. And based upon the login, you can see on the right-hand side, we have different applications available to us. That may be Salesforce.com applications, or applications that our customers build, or partners build on top of the Force.com platform. What you also see is we have the different functional areas represented by those tabs. What I would like to really draw your attention to is mentioning of a profile. So we can jump right into a profile page, and what you see here is a page that looks very much like Facebook, doesn't it? So the beauty about Facebook is it has taught over 600 million people globally how to use Cloud 2 applications in our private lives. But now it is here, in the heart of the enterprise. So this is an enterprise application taking the paradigm of Facebook and bringing it right into the enterprise. So it's a brand new model of how we connect and interact with people, with colleagues. And if we put a status update in here, we can reach out to a group of people that we can connect, we can learn from them, they can contribute to our business processes, and we can be more successful. For instance, if I look for a reference in a particular vertical, I don't need to wait at the coffee machine and then for the incidental happening of running into someone who can help me. I just can draw on other people's knowledge. And you can see these people on the right-hand side. These are my followers. Very similar concept as in Facebook. Below that, you can see that Cloud 2 is not only about connecting with people. What we have done here with our product called Chatter is connecting to everything in the organization. Every single data object can be followed. This is not only about people. This can be customer accounts, or cases, or files, invoices from third-party applications. So all these information coming together delivers to us a feed of information that is very much like on Facebook or on Twitter, where it is relevant to me. I can filter it down. It gives me all the relevant information that I need for my business process, but it is secure and private because this is built for the enterprise. So you can see here, for instance, a price list, and people have been debating around that document and that update. So I stay up to date on this. You can see customer cases that come into my feed. Even an Oracle invoice coming here, seamlessly integrated with Salesforce Chatter. So if we filter this down further for particular information that I need in my current business process, I can go via hyperlink very intuitively to the underlying piece of data. So let's click on this one and go straight into one of the opportunities. You can see here the information that is relevant to us as part of that business process. But what I would like to draw your attention to is the notion of a chatter feed at the top. So if we expand this, you can see that a group of people are collaborating around this business object. There is a data object that gives people a collaboration space, again, private and secure, where they can share the agenda, they can share different documents, they can share their insight. And you all know we live in a mobile world. Or can you hold up your hand and show what devices you have with you? And in a mobile world, you're not always at your stationary devices, and you can contribute to that kind of information here. So let's go ahead and bring up the iPad. So you can see here the same feed being displayed on an iPad. And obviously we touch the screen because the paradigm is shifting from clicking a mouse and clicking a keyboard to touching these devices. And if you orient this into landscape mode, you see that we have built this natively for the iPads. On the left-hand side, you have real estate for things like filtering and favorites. And you can also obviously go into one of these opportunities that we were just talking about, and you can immediately post an update. So if we go into this and just do it here right away, just enter one of the comments that we could place, like when we are at the airport or while we're traveling. And obviously it gets updated on the iPad, but if you flip back to the browser and you refresh the window, you can see that immediately it's available also in the browser. So it's about real time. There's no badge, there's no data synchronizing that takes place with any third-party third-party system over the weekend, you have it instantly available. We live in a cloud-true real-time world. So it's important that everything that you have to contribute gets reflected in real time. And you see here, the comment talks about a group. Well, what are actually groups? Let's take a closer look at the groups, because this is a very important concept. It's really about bringing people together in a different way, empowering the business user to be able to do ad hoc groups, to work together and not wait for IT to set up a group for them. Would you wait for IT to set up a group in Facebook? Probably not. You have an event, it's for a birthday party, and you just want to invite your friends and family, you just go and create a group. Why would you do it any way different in your enterprise? So, you see here a number of groups like on competitive intelligence, on finance. Let's go into one of these. Let's go into competitive intelligence. A very important topic, and you see different members of the organization coming together. This is, I would call, a cultural revolution. You're no longer talking about the silos of geographies and hierarchies where people need to have a particular status to contribute information. If I can contribute something that my company benefits from, I can join that group and add value to the competitive intelligence gathering in that company. But we live in a mobile world, and most of the information that we gather is not in our desks. Sometimes it is, but most of the time we're traveling, we are at customer meetings, we are at competitors' conferences maybe, and we just like to contribute while on the road. So let's pick up one other mobile device, which is the iPhone. So you can see the same product, Salesforce Chatter, natively built for the form factor and screen resolution of the iPhone. So you can see the same groups also being available on the iPhone. So if we go into that group, you can see that we have with the smartphone obviously a lot more possibilities than we have with stationary devices. We have a GPS sensor with these devices. We have a camera built into these devices. So how many times are we strategizing, and at the end of the strategy meeting we have those nice things on a flipboard. Over there I saw there's a DLD flipboard where people can take notes and contribute. Like this is real-time collaboration, but pretty much with a pencil. So that same notion of having a whiteboard collaboration happens all the time. What if you could just take a picture of that and contribute to our peers, share it with the organization? So let's do that right away. We take a picture of a whiteboard here and we upload it into the competitive group. So everyone on the team can see the results of the strategy meeting instantly. It's real time, there's no batch report running to reflect this. So we post it here on the iPhone, obviously it's get updated on the iPhone. But if we go back to the browser window, you can see that same post that we just made from the iPhone is reflected in the competitive group. You can see that right here. So we live in a mobile world, we live in a social world, we live in the world of cloud computing. But it's not only about the Apple devices and the browser. So let's bring up all the mobile devices. So